Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. This does not have to be a love reading, although for many of you it probably will be. But we all deal with all different kinds of people for all different kinds of reasons. So let's see what comes out. So we're starting with the World, Two of Cups, and Four of Swords. So with the Four of Swords being the energy between the two of you, it does feel like you've put something to rest here. Maybe there's been some kind of pause in the action between the two of you. Or perhaps you've put an old cycle to rest is what I could be getting, because I am seeing the World in the Two of Cups. So it feels to me like you may have completed some kind of a cycle with this person, that you've learned a lot of major lessons and you've had a lot of personal growth when it comes to whatever this particular situation is. It feels like both of you have been using your intellect and your intuition, because that is what the Four of Swords is about, is a combination of intuition and intellect. And it feels like you may, whatever problems you may have had in the past, because I'm definitely getting that there were some, it looks like you're both solving them. And it looks like it's important to both of you that they get solved. So let's open this up and we'll take more of a look at the energies coming through. But I would like to clarify this Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is coming in with the Ten of Pentacles. So this does feel like there's a lot of history between the two of you, that you've done a lot of work already, which I was already getting. You're coming up with creative long-term solutions, but it does feel like this could be a forever person, because we are getting the Two of Cups. At least that's how your person sees it. And the Ten of Pentacles. And the Four of Swords, again, is telling me that whatever problems, heartbreak, conflicts you might have had with this person in the past, which I am getting a strong sense that there were some, that's sort of coming to some kind of resolution. And I just saw 222 as I said that. So why the Four of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles? So there's the Eight of Wands, Temperance, and the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is telling me that your heart space between the two of you is really harmonizing. And the same with Temperance and with Eight of Wands. Those are all really good cards of balance, alignment, compromise. And really just the Six of Cups is giving this energy that you're pulling each other close, and that you understand that both of you are really connecting on not just a deep level with Temperance and the Six of Cups, but also that you're in perfect alignment with the Eight of Wands. Wow. And I can't wait to get to the World card on your side, because this is really a lot of upgrades, a lot of spiritual growth, a lot of personal growth. But I am getting a sense that there's a lot of harmony that exists between the two of you, and that you're really deserving of each other, and you're really pulling each other close into your heart space. It just feels like a really sweet energy. The Temperance and the Two of Cups are the same energy, in the sense that you're taking these two cups, but you're turning them into one. And that's really coming in strongly on your person's side. So your person very deeply loves you, and you have done a lot of healing and growth. That is what I have so far. So your person's Two of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Wands. So it feels like whatever the problems were that you had in the past, which I can see, I was sensing that anyway, but this Ten of Wands is saying that this person really wants to overcome whatever they did in the past to contribute to the problems. So if there was some kind of competition, or if there was a need for you to not trust this person or make it make sense, your person really wants to take on the burdens of that to make sure that that never happens again, because of the love that they have for you. They want to come to you in a balanced, correct, heart open kind of a way, which it looks like they are doing. So why the Two of Cups and the Ten of Wands? So there's the Page of Wands, the Emperor, and Five of Swords. I think that your person has or had some insecurity issues when it came to starting this relationship with you. So you might have, when you first met this person or entered into this union with this person or this relationship, it may have felt like they had all their stuff together, that they were secure, they were balanced, that they were stable, and they had their life together. But I feel like with this Five of Swords that might have been some kind of a front because they were feeling very insecure. It feels like when you met them, they were in a kind of a troubled time in their life, but they really wanted to put their best foot forward with the Page of Wands. But that fell flat at the time, at the beginning, which I think is what caused some of the conflict, that they were presenting themselves to be an emperor, but they really only were able to actually bring you the Page of Wands. So they were fooling themselves and you when they came in pretending to be the emperor, pretending to be able to give you things that perhaps they really weren't able to do with the Page of Wands. It's giving this impression that they might have made you promises that perhaps they wanted to keep, but they just weren't able to keep them. They bit off more than they can chew in that sense when entering this relationship with you, but they really didn't want to lose you. So they may have told you things that they knew they couldn't fulfill. And they came in anyway. And I feel like that was a significant part of your spiritual growth with this World card here, because it feels like this relationship awakened you, because you trusted this person when they came in as an emperor, but then they ended up only being a Page of Wands. And eventually that started to show through. That true part of themselves really started to resonate more in this relationship than the emperor that they presented themselves to be. And that really woke you up, and it really helped your own personal growth is what I'm getting. And that's clarified by the Fool. So the World and the Fool are two really great cards to have come together, because it's the idea that you've completed one cycle, so you're more than ready to start the next one. You're ready to take a risk on something. Often when we have some kind of a spiritual ascension, we're able to see things better, that you can see this relationship more clearly for what it is. So there may be something here coming through from you that you're ready to take a risk on something because you can see it for what it truly is. So why the World and the Fool for Virgo? So there's the Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. So this Ace of Swords is what we were just saying. It's about seeing something clearly, seeing it for what it truly is. And I think because that's pointing right at your Eight of Wands, that you understand that you are now in alignment with this person, that both of you had to undergo some kind of huge changes. Your person had to put an end to whatever baggage they brought into this relationship, or whatever falsehoods that came into this relationship, and be more transparent and honest about who they truly are. And for you, you had to have your own awakening and your own ascension to understand your own value, because we're getting you showing up as a King of Pentacles. I feel like you had to really understand your own value and not try to get your value from this person in order for this to come into true alignment. The Eight of Pentacles here is saying that you really did that work, that spiritual growth that we were just talking about, that self-development. That is what that Eight of Pentacles is telling me about you, so that you could turn into this King of Pentacles, so you could really internalize your own value and your own worth. So this Six of Cups between the two of you, I can feel you two pulling each other close. I want to just keep saying that. That's being clarified by the Queen of Swords. So that is a clarity. The Queen of Swords is so clear. She rises above the doubt. She can see everything truly for what it is. And that's what we were saying with the Fool and the Ace of Swords, that you see things now that you didn't before. You see your own value. You see how this person has changed, and that is becoming very clear. The Queen of Wands to me is my human lie detector. So this is giving the sense that there is transparency, openness in this relationship, and no BS is what this is giving me. So why the Six of Cups and the Queen of Swords? So there's the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So So you both know that this is balanced, and we keep getting that with the Six of Cups, the Temperance, the Chariot now, the Six of Pentacles. There is a strong sense of balance that exists between the two of you. So you may have felt that there was an imbalance in the energy at one point during this relationship, but I think that at some point you started asking for help with the Six of Pentacles and asking this person to give more because you realized they were only showing up in a page, a very small, full of potential, but still small kind of energy they were bringing you. That I feel like at some point you said, this is not working for me. This is not balanced. It doesn't feel right. And I think that's really all your person needed to wake up to the fact that that's true, that they were bringing you too little. But with the Seven of Pentacles and the Temperance, it's saying that your person is now fully invested. Again, this feeling that your heart spaces are both open and you're pulling each other in close. I want to keep saying that. So the Five of Swords on your person's side is being clarified by justice. That is that balance, that fairness we were just talking about. And that your person just needed some time to really look at the situation for what it truly is. That they knew that they were promising more than they were bringing, and that had to occur to them. They had to understand what they were contributing to the situation. And I think it became very clear that they were contributing too little. So why the Five of Swords and Justice? So there's the King of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is really about following your truth. And we're seeing truth all over this reading. We're seeing the Queen of Swords. We're seeing the Ace of Swords. The Fool was that vision of truth. And the Knight of Swords is moving towards your truth. So the Five of Pentacles being on your person's external energy, they realize that they can't be the emperor that they said they were going to be, but they're going to keep moving forward with this Knight of Swords towards you until they can give you that. They want to be able to fulfill those promises they made you once, but they understand now that they can't just do that overnight, that they have to build the road with you one brick by brick. They are showing up now, though, as a King of Cups. So they went from a Page of Wands to a King of Cups, which feels to me like it's a very significant step forward as far as that heart space goes. And that's what I was talking about, that it feels like this person has really opened their heart to you. I think this person fell deeply in love with you when they first met you, but they weren't ready for someone like you. So they promised to be something that they weren't. But through that, they've grown and they're becoming that person that they promised to be. Hopefully that made sense. So you're showing up as a King of Pentacles with the Five of Wands. It was this conflict. So this is reaffirming that. It was this very conflict that turned you into the King of Pentacles to invest in yourself. When you felt like this relationship was getting challenging, you started investing your energy into yourself. And that is exactly the change that was required, the change that was needed with the Five of Wands, that you needed in order to know your own self-value and your own self-worth. That triggered your awakening, which in turn triggered their awakening. So why the King of Pentacles and the Five of Wands? So there's the Queen of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Knight of Cups. Your heart is open, their heart is open, and you are manifesting each other. There is no doubt about that. The King and Queen of Pentacles are here. That is a couple. And not only is it a couple, but it's the most stable, committed, loyal kind of couple that exists in the deck. And so I do think that this is all looking really good. There's a little bit of insecurity that still exists on your person's part, but they're moving in the right direction. They have changed from a Page of Wands to a King of Cups when it comes to you. So, and I do get the sense that they do want to fulfill those promises that they once made for you, but they have to do it in their own way, in their own putting in their own concerted efforts. But I'm seeing with the Knight of Swords that it's going to happen rapidly, because the Knight of Swords does things quickly and the King of Cups does things because they love to. And so that's what's drawing them to you. And you're just keeping your heart open and you're willing to receive them with the Queen of Pentacles, but you're more passively just manifesting this person back in while this person is doing the work to come back in. So let's get you some final advice for this, because this looks like a really beautiful and important connection. So there's the Three of Cups, which is a coming back together. This is an energy of being separated but coming back together. It's like a flow of information, a flow of love. I keep getting the sense that your heart spaces are definitely open, and this more cups in the center is giving me that. The Chariot and the Three of Cups are both Cancer energy. So this is a really deep feeling person relationship. Same with the Six of Cups. It just feels so deep and emotional and loving, and your hearts are open. So the final advice is Nine of Swords, Four of Wands, and the Lovers. Wow. So the Lovers is here. We have the Ten of Wands at the bottom too, saying this is that completion of the cycle. Your person started out making false promises, but they want to bring that to an end and come in a better way. So I do think that the advice for you here is the stress that this relationship was bringing you, I think, is coming to a close, because we're seeing the Four of Wands and the Lovers. Your person is going to show up to you in a more stable way. And once you start seeing the changes in this person, and once you start seeing the milestones that they want to now set for you, you're going to be able to see for yourself the changes from a Page of Wands to a King of Cups. And once you see that, it's going to alleviate a lot of these fears. And with the Lovers card coming in here as your central energy, that is exactly when your divine love can be activated. Once you put those cycles of the past to rest, which is what we said at the beginning with the Four of Swords, that it feels like you're putting something to rest. Now you can allow this person to come in as a King of Cups and come in swiftly as a Knight of Swords and become that stable, reliable, committed, loyal couple that I see over here is what you're manifesting in. As long as you keep your heart open, even when you're worried, even when you're stressed, keep your heart open. That's the advice. So there you go, Virgo. That is your bonus reading for the person that you're dealing with. Please let me know how this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.